Welcome to the Philip Wiley Show. Take a look behind the curtain of professional hacking and hear compelling discussions with guests from diverse backgrounds who share a common curiosity and passion for challenges and their job. And now, here's your host, offensive security professional, educator, mentor, and author, Philip Wiley.
Hello and welcome to my new series called Be Fearless Online, sponsored by SquareX. And today I have Jeswin from SquareX joining me. And the topic today, we're going to be discussing email safety, opening emails, having to worry about being tracked or hacked. So SquareX is a pretty unique product. It really takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. You know, you think about the education that goes into being safe online, because people that are security professionals or work in IT, it's not that difficult. But when you take people's parents or people that don't work in technology, this takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. So it's great to have you joining the show today. And I look forward to the discussion and kind of seeing how SquareX can protect users from the risks that we face on the internet.
Thanks so much, Philip. Super excited to be on the podcast as well as with the series. So I'll quickly provide a brief overview of SquareX, and then we'll take a look at the email security, email privacy aspect. So just screen.
Okay,
just
sounds
a
good.
Second. Yeah. So SquareX is a cybersecurity startup founded by Vivek Ramachandran. Vivek is most notably known for founding Pentester Academy. Pentester Academy was a cybersecurity education company. We had a massive impact teaching people various cybersecurity aspects. And then at the time, we realized, the big problem that we are seeing in the consumer security domain. So SquareX is his second venture, and that's where we are tackling most of the consumer security problem out there that are compromising the users. So we had raised a fund of 6 million from Sequoia Capital in seed round, and our early product is out there as in form of a browser extension. So the problem that we are facing these days, right? So here we hear about phishing scams almost every day now. We'll be getting information that someone clicked on a message on a WhatsApp link, email link, and it ended up compromising their whole machine, stealing credentials and whatnot. So if we take a look at the security solution that exists right now, right? So a decade back, 2 decades back, there used to be most of the applications that would users be using, right? And this is where antivirus were able to protect the end device. Reason being, all of the viruses would be attacking the host machine itself. But over time, what has happened is with the advent of cloud, with the SaaS applications coming in, everything is now running in the browser. Now, this is where the antiviruses who are running on the host can't go ahead, take a look at what's happening on the browser. There's some solutions out there, such as enterprise browsers, and now slowly the AV players are also having extension which can provide some more security on the browser level, but still they are nowhere close to provide the security that an end customer needs. This is where SquareX come in, and that's one of the reasons we went ahead and decided to have our product inform us a browser extension first, because we need to sit on the browser and figure out what's the best way to protect the end user. Now, all of the browser threats, right? So browser is one interface that everyone is familiar with, right? The moment you click on a link, it opens in your browser. And this is from where, malwares, APK, phishing page would be rendered. So we need to protect the users on the browser first, and then eventually on the host. So most of the antivirus solutions out there, right? So they work on a probabilistic model. They'll go ahead and say that this email is safe, this email is not safe, and that's a approximation that they are doing. They can't deterministically say that it is 100% safe. Now, what this causes is it causes a reduction in productivity. So now imagine that you received an email, and now Gmail or whatever security software you're having says that it is suspicious to open. Now you have two options. One is to either open the file irrespective of the warning. Now, in this case, if it is an actual genuine malicious software, or if it is a malicious software, it will end up compromising your machine. At the same time, if it is a false positive, now you will go ahead and not open the file. Now, if it is a very crucial, important email that Gmail says you should not open, and you missed out on that email because of Gmail, now it will cause some issues, right? So most of the product out there right now block the user from doing things, which eventually hampers user productivity. And this is where we wanted to take slightly different approach. With SquareX, the idea is not to intrude in users workflow, rather ensuring that we provide them a way with which they can do everything securely. So most of the product out there, will be popping up warning, trying to make you feel scared, and that in turn, causes loss and productivity. Let's say you get an email from your boss, and then Gmail says that you should not open it, but it's an important email. Now you go ahead and disable your antivirus security solution just to view that mail. The moment you do that, now you are vulnerable to the next set of attacks that can happen, right? And a normal user, whenever they are annoyed, they'll definitely turn it off and they won't remember to turn it back on. So this is where again the existing solutions are not doing that great of a job, and SquareX is going ahead and providing a better way to do everything in safe and secure way. In this series, the idea is to go ahead take a look at the problems that a normal customer will face in their day-to-day life, and how they can use various free options available to protect themselves, and how SquareX can provide an alternative and easier way to have a better security on the web. So we'll take a look at the email privacy aspect. Let me go back to the slide just a second. Yeah. So if you take a look, right, so email is an interface that every user will be interacting with almost every day. So one third of the workday is spent on actually, on the email application. This is where attackers also are super smart. They know that, if you can somehow hook into the user via email, they can go ahead, potentially target them, or eventually compromise their device. So we'll talk about the email privacy aspect next. Just a second. I'll quickly show how we can go ahead track an email. There are various tools available, and here we won't be focusing on a specific tool. This is just to give an idea how the tracking can be enforced by an attacker, and how easy it is. So we'll use a tool called MailTrack. Just a second. So with one single click, we have installed the MailTrack extension. I had already logged in to log in with a different account. So I have one email called Apple Security. So with this email, we'll send an email to another email, and we'll be able to track the whole email opening, attachments, and so on. So the MailTrack extension is installed. Now let's say I want to send an email to one of the users. So I'll just enter the email, enter the subject that makes it mark like urgent. This is just a dummy email. Now we can go ahead use various other options to hide all of the tracking aspect. So the way the tracking works is that they'll go ahead and embed an image that is not visible on the on the email. This way, the moment you go ahead, open the email, the tracker will go ahead, fetch the image, which in turn goes ahead, reveals the information that the email has been opened. Yeah. So if we go to send, so here we can see that there's only one tick, right? Oh, no, I opened it, so it again went ahead and power test is opened. So quickly go ahead, send one more. Now, if we go here, I'll just wait for the new email to come in. The moment I click on this, now the email has been notified. Obviously, the mail track service has been notified. And here in send, it should appear soon that the two ticks appear. So the whole idea here is that, so now we can notice the mail was marked as, the person has opened it. So what ends up with mail tracking is that the moment you open a link, the link will open from your browser. At that point, it will reveal information about from where you're opening the email, the IP address information. Similarly, what device you're using. Now, all of this information can be used to profile the user. Now, once the profiling is done, the attacker has a lot of data point to work with. They can go ahead, eventually launch a campaign targeting the specific user. Now, imagine if they've realized that, oh, you haven't opened an email and you are using an Android device, and they can go ahead have follow-up emails, which in turn will go ahead and tell them that, oh, you're opening your mails primarily on just mobile devices. So they can go ahead cater a campaign targeting your Android device. It could be as simple as downloading an APK application. If you're using Windows operating system, they'll try to target on exe based malware so that they can compromise your device in the best way. And some of these attackers only get like one opportunity, so they will take their time. It's not like they're in a rush. So it could happen over months time that they're talking to you, trying to, they first try to gain the trust and then eventually target or like through a phishing page or like a malware specific page at you to eventually compromise your device. Now, there are a couple of Gmail features that are available, which we can use to prevent all of this tracking from happening. So let's say this is again the Timothy account. So what I'll do is I'll go to settings. And here in the settings, we have always display external images. So if we select this, ask before displaying external images, what it will do is it won't load any of the third party external images on the email. So I'll enable this setting. So with this option, now the mail tracker won't be notified. So I'll quickly go ahead. I'll just copy the email from here. Yeah, so if we'll wait for a few seconds, the mail will come in. And there we go. Now the moment we click on it, right? So here we can notice the image did not render. So the tracker did not work out because Google went ahead, blocked the image from loading. Now, to turn on this setting, there's an option available but for a lot of users, they might not know that such option is available. And even for the security folks, not everyone is familiar the options available on Gmail. Now, if we take a look at how SquareX can help out without turning all of this setting on. So if I go here, now it won't show the tick is coming in because again, there's no way for mail track to know the email was tracked. I'll go back and revert the setting. Now, the moment I click on it, there you go. The email has been, or the mail tracker has been alerted. So now it is being tracked. With SquareX, what we can do is we have something called enhanced privacy mode. So we can very easily right click an email. Oops, a second. Let me install the extension. So our extension can be installed by going to squarex.com. And here we have SquareX to Go. Our extension is available for free. So you can go ahead, simply add to Chrome and use all of the features. Quickly pin the extension, log in. Yeah. And now we have the extension ready to use. So these are all the features that we have available. We'll be covering how all of these or various features can be used to protect the user in their day-to-day workflow in this whole series. The one we are taking a look at is the smart integration. Now with smart integration, we will have an option. I'll just quickly reload the page. So let's say you want to view this email in a secure private environment. So you can go ahead, click on preview in enhanced privacy mode. So this, what it does is it will go ahead, create a tab without any internet access. So any requests that are going from this specific tab are blocked by the browser extension. Browser extension are very powerful these days, and these capabilities are available to us. So all of the trackers, nothing will work inside this. And that's the whole idea about our enhanced privacy mode. And this can work across any email that you're logged into. So on this email, I haven't configured, the settings to block the images. So as long as you have an extension installed, it will work on all of the emails. I have to reload the page because the extension was just installed. And there we go. So this opened up in here. Now, similarly, let's say you have an attachment coming in. So I'll search for files. So this is a email with attachment. So in case if you do not want any of the tracker to be triggered, you can simply right click on preview and enhance privacy mode. Now here we have all of the attachments option appearing. Now the email is open in an enhanced privacy mode, so no trackers or anything will work. Now the problem is a lot of times these emails that we suspect to be malicious could be actually malicious. So it's not a good idea to open the attachment in your regular browser. So that's why at the moment you click on it, it will go ahead, open it in our secure disposable file viewing environment, where again, there is no internet access and you can just view the content of the file. But please note, since you have clicked on the link, it will go ahead and trigger. Basically, if there is a tracker involved in here, it might go ahead and reveal that information. Yeah, so this is again the feature that we are discussing right now, how you can very easily install the SquareX extension. And anytime you're feeling suspicious around email, you can simply open it in our enhanced privacy mode.
Yeah, that's a very nice feature because you think about the knowledge it takes and understanding Google to go ahead and turn off those certain functions to be safe. And it's nice to be able to just right click and use this feature and be safe. I mean, as we kind of mentioned at the beginning of the show, the skills it takes to stay safe online, because, a lot of these enterprises have security awareness training. They have all these special softwares in place, so they're better equipped than most people are. So individuals trying to do this on their own, especially the vulnerable that are not technical, a lot of times people's parents or grandparents that just aren't around technology have a difficult time, but this really makes it easy to protect yourself. And as you mentioned, this is just one of the areas we're covering on this series. So I'm excited to hear, the upcoming episodes of the series to see what other features are available. That's a very interesting product and seems very easy and straightforward to
Yeah,
use.
I agree. And a lot of times, again, the end customer is, I'd say, not aware of the concerns of, opening a email from a suspicious sender, right? So it doesn't have to be a suspicious sender. It could also be someone whose account has been compromised, right? So we have to be always, stay alert from all of the emails coming in. So we have like such great products in the enterprise side as well, but now we hear every 6 months, an enterprise has been compromised, recent one being Okta. So a lot of times, again, it's not the technical folks. It could be, someone from sales, marketing. It could be anyone in the company, and it doesn't have to be on their personal email or it doesn't have to be the work email that they're being attacked on. It could be personal email as well. Now, from there, attackers can profile the users and eventually leverage the whole ad network by pushing out a malicious ad targeted to a specific user using a campaign, eventually forcing them or tricking them into clicking on a link and eventually compromising their whole device. So the email is the a very big entry point that most of the consumers, enterprises, are again facing challenge with right now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's a good point because, social engineering is usually like one of the biggest opportunities for threat actors or malicious hackers to get into organizations. You hear about all these complex attacks. In a lot of cases, it's someone received email with a malicious attachment. They clicked on it, and the threat actor gained access to their laptop. And you kind of mentioned some of the other people that are outside of the technical realm, like the admin for the CEO, the CEO. These are the people that attackers are going after. But at the same time, too, it's nice to have this feature for people that are working from home or for individuals that aren't part of an enterprise that don't have this protection. So very cool product, and I look forward to hearing more about it in the upcoming
Yeah,
episodes.
that sounds great.
Is there anything else you'd like to share before we close out this
I'd
episode?
say one another aspect about the feature that we have with the enhanced privacy mode is that everything renders on the browser itself, right? So it's sometimes you might get some sensitive email, or you feel like, oh, the email content doesn't have to be rendered outside. So all of this is happening on the same browser. So in a way, it's like super privacy focused, that nothing is going out, everything is sitting on the browser itself. And this applies to the other features that will be coming in the future as well, that what all we can do on the user's browser, because no one wants their information to go out of their device. And so what all protection we can go ahead and enforce. So in the next few weeks time, we'll be focusing on all such features, and the future release of the product will have browser security or browser security solutions running on the browser itself to protect the user to the best we can.
Awesome. Thanks for joining me today and sharing about these features of SquareX. This is the time of the year in certain parts of the world that celebrate Christmas and some other holidays. There's a lot of holiday shopping going on. And so this is definitely something people could take advantage of to protect themselves and be fearless online.
Thank you for listening to The Philip Wiley Show. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. In the meantime, to learn more about Philip, go to thehackermaker.com and connect with him on LinkedIn and Twitter @Philip Wiley. Until next time.